Welcome to SFL Pregame Live here on 11 Sports, along with Mike St. Green. I'm Cameron Irvine, and we're really pumped for this slate today, Mike. We start with Baltimore and Denver, two undefeated teams. This is going to be a fun day for sure.
Oh yeah, Cam, we have a huge slate of games on tap for today, and no better way to start than with Baltimore and Denver. Two undefeated teams, and basically they've been dominating the competition thus far.
We kick things off in the Mile High City. 2-0 Denver, 2-0 Baltimore. A rematch of the semifinals. Carolina and Florida will meet for the very first time. Despite having hundreds of games of SFL experience, they represent the Atlantic Division today. Mike, the first slate, plenty of fanfare and important key matchups. What you got for us?
Oh yeah, huge matchup today in the Atlantic Division with Carolina and Florida. Both teams coming off of big wins last week. Both are 1-1, and they're going to see who can get the leg up in the Atlantic Division today. And like I said, back to Baltimore and Denver, both of these teams have been dominant, outscoring their opponents combined last week by a total of 60-3.
You can see Carolina and Florida in full on the SFL's Twitch channel at twitch.tv/SimulationFL. We'll have live updates from that game throughout the day, and also bonus coverage at the conclusion of Baltimore and Denver. This afternoon, St. Louis and Louisiana, our spotlight game. Pickler playing his former team. St. Louis trying to become 3-0 for the first time in franchise history. They take on Louisiana, who's stunningly 0-2. Lone Star and Houston also meet in the South. St. Louis and Louisiana represent the East Division. What you got in the afternoon, Mike? What you looking forward to?
Yeah, it should be two great matchups. We've got two teams in Louisiana and Houston trying to avoid an 0-3 start. St. Louis, as you mentioned, trying to get out to a 3-0 start for the first time in team history. They're led by that big defense over there, but also they have been getting great performances from Christian Brown, the rookie quarterback. St. Louis looking to go 3-0 and have a leg up in that division. And Lone Star looking to bounce back from a loss last week to Carolina and getting a head start in that division down south.
Lone Star in Houston, same thing as Carolina, Florida. You can watch that game in full on the SFL's Twitch channel, twitch.tv/SimulationFL, and then we'll have bonus coverage of that game, live updates throughout the day. It's going to be fun. Kickoff is next from Denver. Baltimore and Denver coming up next. You're watching the SFL on 11 Sports. We'll be back.
Eleven Sports and For the Fans welcomes you to the following presentation of the Simulation Football League.
The Mile High City sets the scene for an epic Week 3 matchup between two undefeated teams who sit atop the SFL standings. The Denver Nightwings, the home team, welcome the Baltimore Vultures to town for Week 3 of Season 16 Simulation Football League action. Couldn't be more excited to bring it to you. I'm Andy Hamilton. Joining me this afternoon, Gerald Giudice. Gerald, quite a matchup on slate today.
Oh, definitely. What a way to start off your Week 3 here with Baltimore and Denver. These teams are definitely familiar with each other, facing themselves 3 times here in the last calendar year or so. It's going to be much excitement here in this first game.
These teams have historic seasons, both of them playing very well in the past 4 to 5 seasons overall, and for them to have met each other this many times in such a short period, you have to imagine, Gerald, they're getting a little tired of each other and a little bit frustrated with the way that they both just keep popping up.
But yeah, they're definitely been thorns in each other's sides here as of late. To me, that's what makes great football games here. So we'll see if Denver can take back their last loss, which was in the semifinal game. We'll talk about that later on.
They played twice last season, once in the playoffs, like Gerald alluded to, and once in the regular season. Baltimore got the victory both times in those 2 games, and Jack Wigmore, the quarterback for Baltimore, will look to try and lead them to victory again in only his second game against this team. Wigmore coming in to help the Vultures grab their championship last season, but he's going to have to face a very stingy Denver defense, which has played superb through the first 2 weeks of the season. Denver, wearing black and blue, will kick off to Baltimore wearing white. Ball on the tee. Jackman kicks it, and we are underway from Richard L. Snowden Memorial Stadium. Return for Baltimore. Giovanni Bolt, dangerous return man, and a good strong run out to the 26 will bring out this Baltimore offense. And Gerald, for them, what are you watching here on this offensive side?
Definitely watching them try to get T-Roy Gaines involved in the offense, because the last 3 games against this Denver team, he has not performed well.
No touchdowns this season for T-Roy Gaines so far, ground or air. That's something they may look to change here in Week 3. Wigmore to throw on first down. The out route is complete there, a 5-yard pickup.
Yeah, great little safe play out there to Ivory Irvin, one of his favorite receivers. Yeah, T-Roy Gaines in the 3 games against Denver only has 1 touchdown in those 3 games combined. And when he's one of your stalwarts, you got to get him involved more in the scoring area.
These 2 teams, incredible on offense, incredible on defense, outscored their opponents in Week 2 60-3, a combined score between the 2 teams. They both had 30 points on offense, and both defenses held their opponents under 6 points. So Adam Wiseman there brings down Gaines. It brings up 3rd and 6.
A great little stick there by Wiseman to stop T-Roy before he got his wheels going here. It brings up a big 3rd and 6 early in this ball game.
Wigmore, empty set, changes the play at the line. Slant routes, he'll throw the out. It's caught for first down yardage. A nice completion to Mac Chima on the outside.
Actually, it looked like he was going to break short of the first down marker, but able to turn his feet and shoulders upwards to get past that first down and a big 3rd down conversion early for this Baltimore offense.
Baltimore against Sioux Falls last week. It was the Ivory Irvin show. 13 receptions, 144 yards, and 1 score. The next nearest receiver was Mac Chima with only 4 catches and 49 yards. He was a weapon against the Sparrows. Now against a different Bird team, they'll see if they can get him involved. That's Graham Jr. across the middle for 9. Quick route attacking the linebackers.
As Lord Graham Jr. also had a great game. He only had 3 catches for 18 yards. But 2 of those 3 catches resulted in touchdowns. So he's a big threat across the middle, big target.
Wigmore leads them back to the line. They just have had the 1 run play so far today, completing 72% of his passes last week. He fires, and it's nearly picked off. That would have been a pick 6 for Denver if Matt Papanow was able to wrap his hands around it.
Matt Papanow almost had a pick 6 there, as you mentioned. That's one thing about this Denver defense. They're in the top 7 of 9 of 10 categories. The only one that they're lacking in is takeaways. They've only had 2, and both of those are from Rosca Santagria.
4-3 look here on 3rd and 1. Split backs in the backfield. T-Roy Gaines flanked by the fullback. They will throw. Wigmore. Out route is caught, and that is good for first down yardage to the 48.
Another safe pass to Avery Irvin. As you see, Jack Wigmore has a great completion percentage, 75% for his career. Granted, it's a young career so far, but 75%, the best in the SFL for a career. As you can see, those little short passes, they can do that.
T-Roy Gaines up the middle, picks up a few, but you mentioned it. Wigmore really, with the short passes, kind of diffuses a little bit of pressure when they're in those 3rd down and short situations. Just takes what the defense is giving him.
Definitely smart. He definitely came in with a great hit on his shoulders and can read the defenses quite well. Let's see if they can what they do here on 2nd and 7.
They will throw again. Wigmore, pressure coming, fires deep down the middle, and it's incomplete. The secondary getting involved for Denver. Play made by Josh Vasquez. Let's go through this Denver defense. Marlon Marshall, Michael Rochester, and Des Troyer are the defensive linemen. Adam Wiseman and Echo Love are the linebackers. Matt Papanow, Nick Kindler, and Rosca Santagria are the cornerbacks. And Vasquez introduced himself there to you as the free safety. Maurice Lloyd, the strong safety, and they will look to try and slow Baltimore down here on 3rd and 7 at their own 45. Wigmore to throw. Out route to Irvin on the X. Spot route is tackled shy of the sticks. And that, Gerald, is the area that you don't want to throw an out route like that.
Oh, definitely not. If you do throw an out route, you at least want to make sure you're past the sticks to get the first down, the first non-3rd down conversion of the drive, 2 for 3 to start. Let's see if they can pin him deep here and give Denver a road to go here to get in the end zone.
Pablo Gates on to kick this one away. He will send it. Denver electing to set up for the return. They will let it bounce. Bounces at the 3 and will go into the end zone for a touchback. And that is where Denver's offense will come out onto the field, led by the veteran, 7th-year man Josh Miller, 6'4", 225 pounds.
Yeah, Josh Miller, a all-time great here, coming up on a milestone here pretty soon. He's in the top 20 of a lot of categories career-wise. He's definitely a solid player for this Denver Nightwing football team.
He will throw, dumps it out to Jared McChesney on the first play of the game, and he is wrapped up nicely on the outside, which is a key for Baltimore. But Gerald, what are the keys for Denver in today's game?
The keys from my vantage point is they love their offense balance. They're close to each other in yards for like passing and rushing, like 209 passing, 192 rushing. I think that's going to be a key for them. We mentioned the turnovers on defense, and you got to run the ball with Jared McChesney to get him involved in the offense.
They'll get him involved in the passing game, and he has plenty of room outside for a first down on the Baltimore sideline.
And McChesney's been a big part of this offense. Right now, he is leading the SFL in yards with 365 and 4 scores. Had a great game last game against the DC Dragons. 25 carries for 206. So if once he gets going, it can open up the passing game for Josh Miller. I think that's going to be the big key here. Get him involved in the ground game to open up some areas for Miller to throw the football.
Second most carries in the SFL through 2 weeks, averaging 6.9 yards per carry, but on 1st and 10, they'll line up in the gun. McChesney, pressure coming, has to unload underneath, caught, and that is good for a 6-yard pickup to the rookie out of Birmingham, Riley Quintero.
Riley Quintero, highly touted wide receiver, coming out of the SFL, where he was just breaking records left and right. I'd like to see them throw the ball to him a little bit more often. He only has 5 catches for the season so far. He is a dynamite receiver.
2 wide receivers top of the screen. McChesney offset to the left. 3-3 look out of Baltimore. Here is Miller on the out route, caught. That is the receiver, Giacomo Jones, outside to the 48, has the first down yardage. Nice little crossing route.
Giacomo Jones coming into the season with coming into this game with 10 catches, 129 yards, and a touchdown. Great safe pass there by Miller, and it keeps the sticks moving. First down in Baltimore territory.
Here is the give. First handoff to McChesney, and he is off to the races. Picks up 9 right up the gut.
That's what I mean. You've been throwing the ball quite a bit on this drive. Then you can just go to McChesney. You see here against his career against Baltimore, 7 touchdowns in the 3 games. He's been a force against this Baltimore Vultures defense. Like I said, let's say there's already 4 touchdowns in the season already. Number 1 in the league.
They got to bring him down, and they're going to try and do so on 2nd and 1, and they won't. Through one man, and he is out to the 32, off and rambling. They have been feeding McChesney, and it has paid dividends so far this season.
McChesney is running behind 2 absolute all-pro guards, in Gene Benazzi and D'Amico Ryan. Now 6'5", 300 for D'Amico Ryan. Gene Benazzi 6'2", 321. Both in their second season, just opening holes up for McChesney. I love the big guys and gals up front.
Fullback R.E. Mills also in there leading the way. He'll be in there again on 1st and 10 with McChesney right behind him. Giving on the stretch play right. Beautiful block from Mills. McChesney spring to the 5, and he's out at the 4. What a run.
What a run is right, but like you said, what a seal block there by R.E. Mills coming around the outside. We just missed it there in the replay, but Jared McChesney already running roughshod over this Baltimore Vultures defense here, setting up a 1st and goal at the 4 late in this first quarter.
1st and goal from the 4. Denverites looking to watch their home team Nightwings punch this one in and take an early lead. Twins to the top of your screen go Bryce Battle and Giacomo Jones. McChesney offset to the left. 2 tight ends on the line for Josh Miller. Miller looking, will dump out McChesney, walk the dog, put that one in the end zone. Denver takes a 6-0 lead.
McChesney with his 5th touchdown overall, his 1st through the air, and what a drive for this beautiful Baltimore Nightwings offense. As you can see, how do you leave that man that wide open, not a vulture in the screen, as he walks into the end zone to give Denver a 6-0 lead.
That will be the hard part for Baltimore all day, is defending both Jared McChesney and some of these receiving threats that Denver has. Josh Miller this year has not lit the stat book on fire necessarily, but he is definitely a threat, and he shows so there. 8 plays, 80 yards for the Denver Nightwings, capped off with a 4-yard touchdown pass to Jared McChesney. Just one of the early passes of the season there for Josh Miller. Only his 3rd touchdown via the air this year, was 13th in the SFL coming into this game prior to that one right there.
And you're going to talk about the offensive balance once again. 44 yards on the ground for McChesney, 36 through the air for Miller. So they're already on track, maintaining their offensive balance.
Interesting side battle here to keep an eye on is the battle between kicker Kramer Jackman, and Giovanni Bolt on the kickoffs. Bolt, one of the most electric return man the SFL has to offer, but Kramer Jackman, the best kicker the SFL has to offer. Those two will go at it anytime there is a change of possession on the kickoffs. Baltimore this time starts out at their own 20-yard line. Wigmore 5 of 7 on the opening drive, could not find pay dirt. Will try and get this offense moving again. Empty set here on 1st and 10, and down he goes. Denver brings the pressure, and the Nightwings sack Jack Wigmore. Des Troyer puts him down.
Des Troyer just absolutely blew through that offensive line. Wigmore didn't even get a chance to set his feet before Des Troyer got to introduce himself. Jack Wigmore, big sack here, bringing it 2nd up and 14.
Ivory Irvin on the top of your screen, the one to watch. He is up against Matt Papanow for this Denver team all day. Wigmore, short drop, moves in the pocket, throws, and that is batted away. Nice deflection there for Echo Love.
Echo Love there along with Adam Wiseman. Great defending right there by the outside linebacker, the inside linebacker. That duo has a panache of knocking down passes. Brings up a 3rd and long situation here. Baltimore.
Wigmore lines up with 4 wide. Denver wants to play bump. This could be a big play for the tight end. Watch him. Low snap. Wigmore fires across the middle, just out of the arm's reach of his receiver, Daley Holder. It's 4th and 14. The sack from Troyer demolishes the Baltimore drive.
It definitely put them on their heels earlier on this drive. Denver Nightwings defense coming up huge once again. Having the season of the franchise's history, only giving up 7 points in the first 2 games, which is a team record. They're playing fantastic.
Well, Gerald, this Baltimore team has controlled the rivalry in the past 3 meetings, 2-1 against them, like we were talking about earlier, including knocking them out of the playoffs. And speaking of knocking someone out at the 50, Riley Quintero almost got decleated.
Oh, welcome to the SFL, Riley Quintero. Oh, what a pop. As you can see there, like you said, Baltimore has owned the last 2 games. They won 27-24, and then, like I said, in the semifinals, a 44-34 victory to get the SFL championship game. So Baltimore's behind early.
McChesney, sidecar left, through 2, and then he gets popped himself. Fun fact for you, Gerald, I actually have called all 3 of those last games that Baltimore, all 2 of them from last season, both the regular season game, which was very tight, the playoff game, which Baltimore escaped with a victory, and now this game here. So this rivalry does not get any better, and it is one that is only going to grow throughout the next couple seasons.
Oh, definitely, especially when they play that snow in that semifinal game. That was an amazing game to watch.
Flip out here. McChesney drops it on 2nd and 6. That'll bring up 3rd down, and he's got to be shaking his head.
Yeah, that was looked like he was putting his eyes upfield before he got the football into his hands. That had a chance to be a big play, at least a 1st down. That brings up 3rd and 6 in Baltimore territory once again.
The defense for the Vultures catches a break. Let's see if they can get off the field on 3rd and 6. Miller in the gun, gonna throw it. Miller across the middle. That is somehow completed. 1st down yardage, and the catch is made by Jared Battle.
Threading the needle. Wow, what a throw in between. It looked like 7 or 8 defenders with white shirts on, but somehow completed that pass and got the 1st down.
Gun straight, 4 wide for the Nightwings. Josh Miller in the shotgun, tight end on the top of the line against a 3-2-4 Baltimore playing zone. Late blitzer, Miller fires on the corner shot, and it's caught. Outside route working there against Marvin Hines, and it's good for 1st down yardage. Bryce Battle makes that one.
Bryce Battle elevating for that. Great concentration. Knew he was going to get hit as soon as he jumped up for it, but came down with that ball. Beautiful. Look at that concentration. Eyes right on the football. That's how you want to do it. They're already in field goal range, but they're knocking on the door for 6 more.
50XA posts is good for the corner route. Very tough to defend. It's basically a 50-50 shot, and Denver makes the play. Here is another flip out to McChesney on this near side. McChesney with running room. Down to the 5 and brought down from behind there.
Great pass play. And you saw that was, I believe, G. Benezzi, the guard, number 50, pulling out. Yes. Look at that block right there at the 10-yard line. Freddie McChesney to get inside the 5, and they're knocking once again on the door for 6.
Nightwings looking to show their prowess. It was the defense in the first 2 weeks that showed off. Now the offense trying to get themselves rolling and be a highlight here. Give McChesney up the gut, and Baltimore, does a nice job there of staying on top of him. Al Walker and Brown along with the play.
They're going up the middle. I think that was just a run to keep the defense honest right there. Trying to find a hole for McChesney, but 2nd down and goal here at the 4. Big set.
Goal line look out of Baltimore's defense. Give McChesney right up the middle, and McChesney falls forward for 3 or 4, but not in the end zone. It brings up a huge 3rd down with lots of implications.
Big implications here. Neither of these teams have allowed a rushing touchdown yet on this season, but Denver is looking to change that right here on 3rd and goal from the 1.
Goal line look again against split backs for the Nightwings. They will give. McChesney walks in. Touchdown, Jared McChesney. Denver extends the lead to 13.
What an amazing drive once again by this Denver Nightwing offense. You can see just bowling right through, not wanting to be denied, sees the end zone twice in this game, once through the air and once by the ground. Chesney, 2 touchdowns and puts Denver up 13.
Both scoring drives for the Nightwings take 8 plays against this Baltimore defense, both of them finding pay dirt. Kramer Jackman on to try and extend the lead to 14 points. Denver has come out strong on both the offense and defensive side. The question is just how long will it last? This Baltimore team, very good, but the thing we were talking about, Gerald, at least through the first couple drives, it looks like a lot of out routes and shorter intermediate routes. We'll see how that'll play out if they get down.
I think the play calling right now for Denver is really confusing Baltimore right now. 9 attempts for Josh Milley's completed 8 and 7 rushing attempts. So the balanced offense right now is really throwing Baltimore for a loop. They don't know if they're going to run or pass, whatever. And I think that's a big key right now for the 14-0 lead.
Bolt, a little gassed, will take a knee, and we'll take you through this Baltimore offense. Jack Wigmore is the second-year quarterback. T. Roy Gaines, the halfback. Ivory Irvin, Daley Holder, and Mac Chima are the receivers. Jay Hayden and Lloyd Graham Jr. are the tight ends for this Vultures team. They have thrown the ball 9 times, ran it twice on their opening 2 drives. Nickel look for Denver. Here is Wigmore to throw. Pressure coming. Throws and nearly picked. It's in and out of the hands of the defender, and he would have liked to have that one back. Rosca Santagria would have been in the end zone right now doing a little dance.
He definitely would have been. Freeman is probably his second pick 6 of the season, back-to-back weeks. Has the only 2 turnovers for this Denver Nightwing defense. One of the keys, I think, for them to get those turnovers, they've had a chance on the last couple drives to get one.
Wigmore now 5 of 10 for 31 yards on the day. 2nd and 10, short drop, quick throw complete across the middle. That is good for first down yardage. Lloyd Graham Jr., Mr. Reliable so far today, his second grab.
He came in second in touchdowns receiving with 3. Doesn't get a lot of yards per game, but his catches are good for first downs and they keep drives moving.
3 receivers wide. Wigmore to throw again. Throws the out route. Caught 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. More like a screen there. And Holder goes backwards. That will take us to the end of the quarter. You're watching the Simulation Football League. And Denver has a 14-0 lead here against Baltimore. Back here in Denver, Colorado, Andy Hamilton along with Gerald Giudice, 11 minutes on the clock. Second quarter, Denver up by 14, trying to get Baltimore's offense off the field. Flip out, T-Roy Gaines picks up 5. It'll bring up a 3rd and 9. This Denver defense, Gerald, stingy again.
And they were stingy last week, having only the 16th shutout in SFL history. And they won 30-0, and they're only one of 3 franchises that have multiple shutouts here. There's go to 3rd down.
Wigmore throws across the middle and a deflection and incomplete. Denver's defense off the field, and they've done that 3 drives in a row now.
As you see, Florida, Mexico City each have 3. They have their second one. 30-0 against the DC Dragons. This defense has been playing very well with the points allowed, only giving up 7 points right now in 9 quarters of football.
For those of you new to the Simulation Football League, shutouts are rare, so to have one last week was certainly something I highlighted on my sheet going into this game. Kick away for Baltimore. Denver will bring the return out to the 37-yard line, and that's where they will try and get their offense back going. They'll be taking on this Denver defense, and let's run through some of the defenders on that side of the ball. Marlon Marshall and Michael Rochester are the defensive ends. Des Troyer, the tackle. Adam Wiseman, Echo Love, the linebackers. Matt Papanow, Nick Kindler, and Rosca Santagria, the corners. Josh Vasquez, Maurice Lloyd are the other safeties, and Kramer Jackman does the kicking for Denver. Here is the throw outside. That one is caught, and it is good for 9, and now they're going in hurry up.
I think they found them in a very inappropriate set for the personnel they have up there on the field. That's what happens here.
Play action, wide open in the middle of the field. That one is caught by Mills.
If Baltimore doesn't want to get run over here, they might want to call a timeout here. Caught with defense not in great position right now.
Deep shot collected at the 24. Miller is picking apart the defense.
Offensive line giving him plenty of time. He's just jogging, just surveying the defense here. Absolutely playing lights out here in the first half.
Play action again. Throw across the middle is picked! Picked off by Baltimore. That's a perfect way to cut this offense in half. Al Walker, the defensive end, with the pick.
Oh, you gotta love it when the big guys up front get it. And they just dropping back. Would you have expected that to be back there in coverage? Not at all. And the curse of the other commentator, once again, I said he was picking them up. We were picking them apart. The defense comes up with a huge stop.
Wow, a defensive end covering a fullback makes a pick, and I've seen just about everything. Give T-Roy Gaines up the gut. He will only go for a yard. Gaines has been stuffed today. Gerald, he has had a tough day so far.
Yes, I think that's his 3rd carry for 3 yards. Having a rough go here in season 16. But going back to your point about Denver's defense with the shutout, that was only the 16th in the history of over 1,400 games. So they got one about every 95 games or so on.
Wigmore, beautiful completion right across the middle to Mac Chima, and that'll push them out to the 38. The Vultures showing signs of life.
It looks like that pick really brought life into this Baltimore offense. Yeah, great throw there by Wigmore. Right now he's 9 of 15. Not his stellar completion percentage, but he's been clutch here when they needed to be.
Lloyd nearly undercut that one. Oh, that one gets undercut, though. Wiseman makes the deflection.
That's Wiseman's 2nd pass deflection of the half. Playing well around the football. Brings up 2nd and 10. They've got to start running the football with T-Ray. Maybe on the outside, because the middle of this Denver defense, especially with Adam Wiseman and Echo Love as the linebackers, are doing a fantastic job of plugging up the middle.
1st and 2nd downs are good times to run him because it gives you a couple downs to move the chains if he doesn't get far. Here is Wigmore, sidearm, and there were 2 receivers there. Almost looked like they were confused on who it was thrown to, and Graham Jr. cannot collect it.
It comes up with a big third down right now. They're 2 or 5. The third downs here, none's bigger than here. They have the momentum with that first turnover of the ball game here. You need to get a first down. You need to find some way to get the ball in the hands of either Ivory Irvin or Daly Holder right here.
4 receivers split out here in a gun straight, tight end down on the line. Low snap is corralled. Wigmore fires, complete. First down yardage. Ivory Irvin on the slant route, working there against Papanow. He gets the better of him on 3rd and 10.
As I mentioned, either finding Irvin or Daly Holder. Irvin comes up with a great first down conversion there on 3rd and 10. Brings up and close to midfield. This thing the furthest they've gotten nearly all game.
Baltimore has battled back. Now 50% on 3rd down, was 2 of 5 before that last play. Wigmore, deep drop. Out route there is caught with plenty of room. A 9-yard pickup there to the outside for Chima. And right now is where I think you should go to Gaines.
And Nick Kindler was playing off there a little bit. I thought it'd be a little bit more aggressive with this coverage. But like I said, 2nd and 1. This is definitely T-Roy Gaines' time here. He seems to be shying away from the run now. Only have 3 attempts on the rush and 19 through the air.
Heavy formation, and they will give Gaines the ball right up the middle, and he didn't get there. Wiseman met him in the hole and made the play, and it'll bring up 3rd and inches.
I mentioned before, Wiseman and Echo Love are just plugging the middle of the offensive line. There's just no room for T-Roy to run. They need to start running maybe some sweeps or some off tackles, or maybe get him some, or a toss play, at least get him some area and room to move.
4-3 out of Denver. They are going to throw for it. That one is caught out to the outside. Irvin, the only receiver in the formation, is open on the out route. Vasquez and Papanow in coverage, and he moves the chains to the 35. This is the best drive Baltimore's seen today.
Definitely the best drive for Baltimore. It looked like that Papanow might have just taken the wrong route there to get to the football. Got confused a little bit and gave an easy first down to Ivory Irvin.
Bunch formation, top of the screen, 1 to the bottom. Gaines, the lone man in the backfield against a nickel defense. Quick throw, incomplete. The arrow route was not going to work there for Chima.
Nick Kindler comes up there with a big hit to knock the ball loose. Coming up here with a big 2nd and 10 here. Denver's defense has been really playing great. Bend not break kind of style of defense. Let's see what happens here. A sack here will be detrimental to Baltimore. You really want to get the ball out as quick as you can.
3 receivers wide. Gaines offset to the left. Lloyd Graham Jr., the tight end. Here is Wigmore going to dump it off to Gaines. Gaines tries to spin out of 1. And again, he is wrapped up nearly immediately after touching the ball. Flicks the ball down with maybe a little frustration there, Gerald.
It looked like that play was going to be going for some great yards, but Matt Papanow, with his 7th tackle already in the first half, comes up with a great open field tackle to force this 3rd and 7.
Huge play here on 3rd and 7, potentially the difference between 4 points. Wigmore fires, tipped up, bobbled, and incomplete there at the 32. Nearly everybody 5 yards down the field had a shot at it, and it falls to the turf.
Hot potato. The big, they say the defense looked like that was almost a beautiful one-handed catch there by Daly Holder, but like you said, it hit about 7 or 8 people's hands there before it falls to the turf. Coming up with a big field goal here. Looking at like a 48 or a 49-yarder for Shark Tarkington, who so far for the season is 9 for 9.
96.7% career field goal kicker. Has the 2nd most attempts and makes in SFL history, just ahead of Kramer Jackman on the other sideline. Tarkington sends this one away, and it is good from 49. Baltimore finds themselves on the board, 3-14.
It's a big drive to get points on the board after the turnover. You found a little bit of offense right there, but again, they need to get T-Roy Gaines the football in some space. 23 attempts for Wigmore right now, only 4 running attempts for T-Roy Gaines. If you're going to telegraph your play calling, you don't want to do it against Josh Vasquez in this secondary.
They go 12 plays, only 47 yards, but it ends in points. Now they will send the ball back to Denver, who will start at the 25. Coming up on the SFL Halftime Report, Cameron Irvine and Mike St. Green analyze the first half, provide updates on Carolina and Florida's first ever meeting, which just got underway, and sit down with the owner of the Queen City Corsairs, four-time champion Eric Barkley. All coming up in about 6.5 minutes on the SFL Halftime Report. Definitely worth checking out. First and 10, Miller, 11 of 13 today, will throw for the 14th time, and it's a completion out to McChesney, who picks up 8.
McChesney, I love his running, just power down, not afraid to get a hit. Sometimes actually making the hit himself, trying to get physical with the defensive backs here. You can see just a wide open, great little pass there. Brings up second and short. This offense, besides the interception by Miller, has played very, very solid here in the first half.
They find themselves up by 11, Gerald, but their defense did not look as good on the last drive as they have earlier in the game. So points before the halftime break could be pivotal. McChesney stood up and dropped. Wow, what a play. That probably the best play from Baltimore's defense so far today. Lewis in the middle.
Lewis, I believe, had some help there. Saron Yates, a big defensive tackle, number 99, brings up a 3rd and 3. But with McChesney in the backfield, you have all sorts of options here to get the first down.
3rd and 3. Play action. Miller looking for the long bomb down the field, deflected by Troy LaShaw. What a play by the veteran safety, and Baltimore gets a stop.
He just threw an interception on the last possession. That is the one person on this Baltimore defense you do not want to try to cross. Troy LaShaw is having a fantastic season right now with 5 interceptions, number 1 in the SFL. But Baltimore's defense has now come back on 2 consecutive drives and have held them without points after the first 2 drives went for points for Denver.
Troy LaShaw, an SFL legend, is having, like you said, Gerald, an incredible season, 5 interceptions, and that puts him on pace, Gerald, believe it or not, for 30 interceptions this season. I ask you, Gerald, do you know what the SFL record for interceptions in a single season is?
I believe that's being held by that man with 15.
Indeed it is. He would double his record if he was able to keep up the historic pace of 2.5 interceptions per game. I don't think he'll do that, but he still could have a huge season, may even break that record. But a good deflection there to give Baltimore the ball back. Wigmore slings it outside, caught, 8-yard pickup, and Makchima getting going here, 4 catches for 40 yards.
Just out of the outstretched hands, and Nick Kindler bringing up 2nd and 2. And going back to Troy LaShaw, he probably shouldn't get all those interceptions because they should honestly throw away from him. If he's playing that well, the Baltimore defense has come back and actually given some life here to the Baltimore offense.
Split backs in the backfield, 2 tight ends, bottom of the screen. They give Gaines right up the middle. T-Roy Gaines, best run of the day for first down yardage to the 48.
Finally got some block in front to give him a little bit of space. He's not getting hit behind the line of scrimmage like he's been doing for most of this first half. He's had his longest gain of 8 yards, brings up first down for Vultures.
Split, or 2 in the backfield, 2 tight ends down. Wigmore to throw, dumps it out to T-Roy Gaines. Gaines through 1. Gaines off to the races. First down yardage to the 36 and the stiff arm to the shadow realm.
This is where I said you need to get T-Roy in some space. And Nick Kindler is just having a hard first half here, getting beat on a couple plays and just gets fifth arm to the ground there by T-Roy Gaines. But I like them getting T-Roy involved more along the lines of this offense here. Maybe that'll open up some more passing zones for Lloyd Graham, Chima, Holder, and Irvin.
Can't tackle that man high. Both of these backs have shown some power in their many seasons in the league. 2 receivers, bottom of the screen. They give Gaines right side. Gaines will pick up a yard. A little bit of payback there for the Nightwings defense.
Nightwings there saw him go inside and basically spread him out and made him go lateral, and the coverage just came up, and it was great pressure there by the linebacking core, and got the tackle, making the 2nd and 9 at the 35.
2 in the backfield, 4-3 look out of Denver here. Give Gaines up the middle, and Gaines falls forward for 5 or 6, and that will set them up at the 30, well in field goal range, facing 3rd and 4.
This is definitely the deepest they have gotten in this game so far, and they complete another 4th down. Right now, they're 4 for 8 on 3rd down. They get 5 for 9 here. They can actually really put the momentum wearing a white jersey.
These plays are the differences between 7 and 3 points in this area of the field. Wigmore, pressure coming, unloads backside, incomplete. Nice defensive play there to jump the route, and it will force them to try another field goal.
They went to that out route, I think, just once too often here. It was a safe play, but almost a pick there by Nick Kindler. Big defensive stop there. They're going to hold him to possibly 3 again here. Tarkin is going to line up for probably a 45, 46 yard.
Second pass deflection of the day for Nick Kindler, getting involved here on those out routes, and you just have a feeling, Gerald, that eventually someone's going to jump one of those and start taking it back. Wigmore's got to be careful. Tarkington puts the kick up and away and through. It is now 6-14, a 6-0 run for the Vultures. Denver's defense bends, but has not broken yet.
Yeah, that was the key. One of the keys to the game for me was Denver making or creating turnovers here. They've had their hands on a couple of balls here. They haven't been able to secure them, and that's going to be the big point of this ball game right here. If they can't get a turnover defensively, it might hurt them in the long run.
Denver has only allowed 1 passing touchdown this season overall, which is incredible. You would imagine that they could do that on a single week, and they've only allowed 1 so far this whole season. Sector 6 is the official apparel provider of the Simulation Football League. You can visit sector6apparel.com or our website at simulationfl.net for replica team jerseys and completely customized jackets, flags, t-shirts, and more that help each team stand out from their opponents. Get the gear fans wear with Sector 6 and the SFL. Nickel look here out of Baltimore. 3 minutes to go, 2nd quarter. Miller going to throw out to McChesney with a block. McChesney still on his feet down the sideline. McChesney another block, and he's all the way to midfield on 1 play.
What a play there. And get the big guy, Mr. number 6'9", the tackle, Bismarck Bisquick, as you see coming right here on the outside screen with a big block right there, and actually comes up as he runs through and comes up with another big block. 2 big blocks to spring Jared McChesney, and they're already up to midfield, like you said, with that 1 play.
He looked biz quick, biz fast, and biz strong on that play right there, and it helps spring McChesney for yardage, setting them up here at midfield. Give up the middle and a little bit winded. McChesney only gets a yard.
I think I would have called something else that would give them a little bit of a breather. Just that quick. Denver's already in Baltimore territory here. See if they can get another play off before the 2-minute warning.
2nd and 9 from the 49. Split backs. They will take the snap. Miller going to throw across the middle. Complete. First down to the 32. The catch is made. Denver threatening again here against this Vultures team. We'll be right back. Back here in Denver, 167 yards for Josh Miller today. That takes him over 20,000 career passing yards. Congratulations to Mr. Miller. Had to get it in just before the 2-minute warning. 3 receivers, bottom of the screen. Sorry, Gerald. 3 receivers. They'll dump it off underneath, and 5 more yards to the total.
Yeah, what a great career. That for 11th all time, 20,000 yards for Josh Miller. Like you said, I can't but congratulate him as well for a great career, and hopefully he has another 20 or 30,000 more in his arm.
Has a ring under his belt as well. 127, I believe, career touchdowns at this point. And when you have a guy like Jared McChesney running people over, it helps take some of that pressure off you as a quarterback.
Oh, definitely. As you see, both these running backs just love to put the wood down on these defensive backs here, and that was a big run there, McChesney. They're inside the 20 here. They're going to try to put some more points on the board here before the half, and they get the ball, I believe, the first drive of the second half.
Give McChesney will only get a yard, and now they'll go hurry up.
I think right now, if you're ball at Denver, a play action pass here to McChesney here would be great.
2 in the backfield, now down to 45 seconds. Miller across the middle, incomplete, in and out of the hands of Mills. LaShaw came down to hit him.
That was a great play because Ari Mills is a threat. You might not think of a fullback being a threat out of the backfield, but Ari Mills for his career has 2 touchdowns at 49 career receptions coming into this game in 2 seasons. So if they really use him out of the backfield, not only as a blocker, but a great receiver.
Dime look here out of Baltimore on 3rd and 10 from their own 19-yard line. Here is the throw. It is caught and tackled short of the sticks. Denver takes a timeout, though, which will leave some time on the clock for Baltimore to maybe take a shot here at the end of the half.
Yeah, I'm surprised as you see Kramer Jackman laughing that they called the timeout here. What are you trying to do? Freeze me here? I'm on your team. But brings up a 4th down, so like you said, at the 11th, a chip shot field goal here. Go up 2 scores at least to be up 17-6.
Kramer Jackman, 3rd all-time in both categories, both attempts and field goals made, adds another one there and has the longest consecutive kicks made record, which is currently ongoing. Gerald, I believe it's 71, now 72 in a row.
I believe you are correct with that fact here. But now here's the thing with Kramer Jackman, he loves to put the ball in the end zone, which is an amazing feature to get the ball deep because you have a return guy in Giovanni Bolt that has 9 return touchdowns for his career. So you might want to be careful with this guy right here.
Bolt will bring this one out, and he will get out to the 22. And speaking of getting out, we've got an update from Carolina and Florida back at SFL Studios. Cam, take it away.
Thanks, Andy. Mike St. Green, Tristan Hatley says, give me that.
Yeah, Cam, Florida already up 3-0 in this ball game, looking to go up by another score. You see Ron Cochran dropping back. He's looking for Como in the end zone, and Tristan Hatley leaps and makes an interception. And 3-0 still, Florida.
Back to Andy and the gang in Baltimore.
Whew! Well, speaking of big plays, T-Roy Gaines might have just had his socks knocked off. Might have to change the old pants at the halftime break there, Gerald.
Knocked the hyphen right out of T-Roy's name right there. Brings up a 2nd and 8 here. And I think they just might just let this clock run out here. And you're like, don't give me the ball again. I want to catch my breath here.
Yeah, he's going, I'm good. We'll just take it to the break. Wigmore to throw again, right out to Gaines again, and oh man, T-Roy Gaines says, Papinow, please, just tackle me down a little bit, be careful.
I'm down.
And that will take us to the halftime break. We'll step aside for a short break, and then we'll get to the halftime show. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports.
Welcome to the SFL's halftime report. Along with Mike St. Green, I'm Cameron Irvine. Denver leads Baltimore 17-6 at the half. And through 10 quarters of this SFL regular season, Mike, Denver's starters still have not given up a touchdown. Mighty impressive.
Yeah, Denver defense has been very impressive to start this season, and as well as to start this game. I really like what they're doing on both sides of the ball up front. The offensive line is dominating. R.E. Mills is dominating out of the backfield, opening holes for McChesney. And Denver, I mean, they've looked impressive in this first half.
The big play of the half was Al Walker, the defensive end, with the interception. Denver was up 14-0. It looked like they were going to blow this game out of the water. Baltimore hasn't necessarily gotten their feet under him just yet. However, it's a manageable ball game right now for Baltimore, all thanks to Walker.
Yeah, big INT at the time. One thing I've noticed about Baltimore this season, at least early on, they've been having trouble converting drives. Talking, I believe, has about 10 or 11 field goals already. I know he had 6 in the first win alone. Baltimore's going to figure out a way to punch this ball in the end zone.
In the other game, had to update the score there. Carolina taking on Florida. That's a defensive battle, 3-3. Carolina has really kind of helped themselves out a little bit. Florida was winning the field position game big time early with Marcus Agrippa, their all-star punter. But Carolina hanging in there. Logan Jack having a nice first half so far in the second quarter.
Yeah, Florida was looking up to go up 2 scores there late in the first quarter. Big INT there from Tristan, and Carolina hanging in, turned that into 3 points, and we're looking at a 3-3 ball game.
Well, tomorrow the big game may be in Tampa Bay in professional football, but here in virtual football, a big game going on in Buffalo between Queen City and Atlanta tomorrow. We sat down with the 4-time champion, Eric Barkley of Queen City, and while the Corsairs may not have a ton of flair, they sure have a ton of knowledge and insight on the SFL. Let's take a look at what Eric had to say. And with us on the SFL halftime report is the owner of the Queen City Corsairs, Eric Barkley. How you doing, Eric?
Not too bad. Just trying to stay warm up here in the Great White North.
Yep, up in New York State. Of course, Queen City's in Buffalo. A lot of people think, oh, well, is it Charlotte, Cincinnati, all these cities claiming that title? But the Queen City Corsairs, the SFL's Buffalo franchise, and technically the first team that ever came on board with this sim football project. The Syracuse Six Nations, Eric, back over now 11 years ago. And you're still here, the OG. How's it feel?
It's been pretty cool seeing everything kind of happen from its infancy to where we are today. It's nothing short of extraordinary.
Yeah, how's it going, Eric? As Cam mentioned, I mean, your franchise is one of the more tenured and storied franchises in SFL. You've had 4 championships, your last coming in season 8 rather. And your team had to adjust to some, key losses last season. You missed the playoffs. You started this season off 1-1. What do you see for the Queen City franchise moving forward, and as far as your playoff hopes this year?
We just need to keep moving in a better direction. We did lose some very important pieces of the puzzle last year, and it took us some time to, frankly, work through that stuff. I think that we're always kind of trying to build and figure out how we can plug those gaps, and I think it's always a never-ending process, regardless of how successful or unsuccessful you are. So we're just hoping that we can keep the wheels moving and, overcome some of the uncertainty and stuff that we had last year. And I think right now, despite last week, I think we're trending up.
Yeah, that was a tough, hard-fought loss to St. Louis last week that they pulled out at the end. It's moving forward to this week. You have Atlanta, both teams coming in 1-1, and both coming off of a loss. How do you see this matchup?
Any game in the SFL is a tough one. Atlanta prepares hard. Mark does a great job. And you're always focused on their running game, and then they'll burn you in the pass. Focus on the pass, then They'll rip off 2 or 3 long runs, so they're tough to game plan against. We're still early in the season. There's not a ton of film on people, so I think part of it for ourselves is we're trying to lock ourselves down, in addition to help get us to where we need to be. I think if we can put out the game plan that we want, it definitely puts us in an opportunity to compete.
Eric Barkley, part of the inaugural 2018 Hall of Fame class, was also the first owner to win 100 victories for his franchise. That happened in week 1. As Mike mentioned, a narrow 3-point loss last week to St. Louis. You've won 4 titles, the last coming in season 8. Did you think when you won your 4th in season 8 that it would kind of take this long to get back there? The competition has really gone crazy, and you've made the playoffs almost every year since then, but it's just a whole new ball game in this progression era.
Oh, it's definitely a new ball game. You mentioned the first kind of team that we started in the league we started many years ago. The evolution and professionalism of the coaching staffs and the knowledge of the game and all those things, every single game, every single season, increases. We didn't need coaching staffs and things like that and watch a lot of film in that first year. A lot of us didn't know what we were doing. A lot of us, I still don't know what I'm doing, and I think that's part of the cool thing that we've kind of found with all this is just that that evolution and, the job and the grind that is a simulation of, who's to say it is a simulation anymore? It's real for all of us. We're all putting in these hours doing this stuff, whether it's behind the scenes in the broadcast booth or, scouts or coaches or the players getting their stuff in. So it's pretty cool.
Your job as an athletic trainer keeps you very busy. Queen City's maybe one of the quieter franchises in the league, keeps to themselves in the locker room, has guys like Chris Curtis, assistant director of broadcasting, who's got his own Rocket League career going on. And your coaching staff is very involved in the minor leagues, but isn't necessarily out there at the forefront of public chat rooms, things like that. Who is on your staff, to give you a chance to give you some shout outs to those guys that help you out?
Albert Bergin is our general manager. He also helps with some game planning and stuff. He has been the glue that has really been able to keep, pun intended, the ship afloat. He was kind of coming into his own when Nacho and Steven got their team down in Texas. And without Albert, I'm not quite sure what would have happened to our franchise. So I'm very appreciative of all the hard work that he's done and he continues to do. James Peanut Troll also helps he's our director of communications. He does some stuff behind the scenes as well, helping with the, primarily honestly running our scouting and helping with playbook stuff too. Those guys are integral to our daily operations. Then we got some new guys in the room that are really stepping up and being a little bit more active, because as you mentioned, we have been kind of quiet in the public realm. So it's nice to have some new blood in there and kind of moving maybe in a little bit outside of my comfort and technology zone.
Last question for you, Eric. Jacksonville is trying to get their 99th win this week. They're trying to become the second team to get to 100 franchise wins, but they still don't have a title. Any advice?
It sounds like a trap question. No, I mean, they've always done a great job down there. You look at his winning percentage and it's a lot better than mine. I have the guy that over the years, Cam, you'll probably chuckle, I toss this around a ton. I've been lucky and fortunate enough to be put in some situations where the balls bounce my way. So, I think he just keeps grinding along. It's sooner rather than later that they're going to get one. It's a class guy and a class franchise.
What do you think, Mike?
I hope he's correct.
Well, Eric, thanks for joining us. I know that you're swamped at work with all the COVID stuff. Thanks for all you do, for all the athletes out there and, keeping people safe and healthy. And, good luck the rest of the way. Good luck against Atlanta tomorrow. And, we look forward to seeing you guys compete all the time for many years to come.
Thanks. It was nice talking to you guys.
All right, thanks, Eric.
Oh, man. I don't think they've changed their uniforms in 15 seasons. They've also never had a top 5 draft pick, I don't think, either, because they just keep winning. What a class act.
Yeah, Eric was a great interview. It was great having him on with us, man. Queen City, class organization. Hey, nothing but the best for those guys.
You can see Queen City take on Atlanta tomorrow at a special kickoff time, 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central, after pickleball championships from Florida. Atlanta takes on Queen City on FTF for the fans here prior to the NFL's championship. Well, that's it for us at the half. We'll have updates for you on Florida and Carolina. Florida now leads 10-3, and Denver leads your game at the half 17-6. We're back to Richard L. Snowden Memorial Stadium after this.
Back in the Mile High City, Andy Hamilton along with Gerald Giudice. Gerald, ready for round 2 of this 2-round title fight. Denver and Baltimore both 2-0. Only one of them can survive and keep that undefeated season alive.
Yeah, let's see what Denver does here with the football, hitting the ball first in the second half. If they can go down and drive the football like they did in the first 2 drives of the first half and put them down 2 scores, it could be a game changer.
Return here will get out across the 25. Still on his feet, out to the 28. Nice solid return will set up Josh Miller and this offense with good field position. Miller 16-20 today, completing 80% of his passes. 1 touchdown, 1 pick. McChesney, 11 attempts, 60 yards.
And McChesney's been the big factor in this game. 60 yards, like you said, receiving, but he also has 6 receptions for 67 and a touchdown that way, too. McChesney already having a big game. 127 all-purpose yards.
Miller out route is caught. That is complete for 6 yards, and we want to thank our stats team for keeping us on top of the numbers today. Stephen Hacker and Tyler Falk both doing their part, helping out myself and Gerald. We appreciate the stats team more than we can ever put into words.
Definitely with Hacker and Tyler doing the stats for us. It makes us sound a heck of a lot smarter, at least for me, than I already am.
I used to keep stats by tallying on a piece of paper, but I'm not good at math, so we got Steven and Tyler in here helping us out. Miller on 2nd and 4 does the quick math and finds McChesney underneath, wide open for first down yardage out to the 41.
Looked like that was going to be a deeper pass play. There's a fake handoff to McChesney. You can see here, just gets inside the line and then sees that there's nobody open and snuck out of the backfield there. Great blocking again there by D'Amico Ryans. Snuck out from behind those big offensive linemen. Got a first down, so great play call right there.
Baltimore in white, Denver wearing black with the blue pants. If you're just joining us, the Night Wings 2-0. Baltimore also 2-0. McChesney still running. He picks up 9 off that first rip. And I was going to say, Gerald, the 11 carries for 60 yards didn't necessarily look impressive coming out of the half, but he has ran a lot better than the numbers have shown.
Oh, definitely. His carries have put them in like 2nd and inches, like here, 2nd and 4, 2nd and 3, that they can actually open up the playbook and Josh Miller can hit those passes like he's been doing.
54 degrees today here in sunny Denver, Colorado, and Jared McChesney is going to lose a yard there. Nice play on the Baltimore side of the field.
Alvin Mack hit like a Mack truck on that one. Brings up 3rd and 1. He just barely got back to the line of scrimmage here. Let's see what they do here on 3rd and 1. I would love to see them use McChesney as a decoy right here.
Split backs, 3 tight ends out there on the field, along with R.E. Mills, the fullback. They'll give McChesney right up the middle. Easy as pie, up for a first down.
You might not think he's having a great game. He's 75 yards, but he's averaging 5 yards a carry right now. And that's pretty solid here. If you get, 5 yards a carry, getting those, like I said, the 2nd and 6s, 2nd and 4s, the playbook opens up and it really makes the defense guess what you're going to play.
Denver also has been protecting the football pretty well since that early interception here on this drive by running the ball quite a bit. Miller, blitz coming, unloads, and that's complete for 9 right across the middle of the field to Mosley.
That's his first catch and first target, I believe, of the game. And it's going to bring up 2nd one. That's what having McChesney being a vital part of your offense. You can get players like your tight end, Jeremy Mosley, open, and the wide receivers of Jones, Battle, and Quintero can burn you deep.
Give again, McChesney off guard, and he will get a first down out to the 33. I didn't see whether it was Bonazzi or Ryans he was running off of, Gerald, but a good block springs him for the first down yardage.
And those are the runs you might not think of, like, okay, it's a 2-yard run, but it's a first down, and it just wears the defense out. As you can see, they already have almost 4 minutes of time of possession already just on this drive alone.
7 players in Baltimore's front 7, so you would imagine that they could come after McChesney, but so far it has not been the case as he's cut down after a 6-yard pickup, play made by Alvin Mack again.
Back on the tackle, but again, the guard play for this Denver Night Wing defense, Benazzi and Ryans. You saw Ryans out there blocking to gain 6 yards. They're just methodically just tearing apart this Baltimore defense like they did in the first 2 drives of the first quarter.
Here is McChesney. They will flip it out to him, and he has another first down out to the 22.
You get him in space like that, have him be able to get ahead of steam and those defenders, he's going to get that first down because he can just plow defenders over and just push them back that extra yard or two to get that first down. Miller's looked absolutely impressive on this drive so far, throwing the football. 2nd
most receiving touchdowns all time for Denver on the team currently. Behind Giacomo Jones with 45 is McChesney with 11 of his own. A threat in the receiving game as well as the passing game. That one, though, dropped by Mosley on the out route.
Yeah, he was definitely going through his progressions there as the pressure was coming up and closing the pocket around him. He needed to catch down. That might have been a little low, but either way, Mosley had got his hands on it and made a catch, brings up 2nd and 10.
Four receivers wide, tight end here on the bottom of the formation against a 3-2-4 Baltimore. Miller in the shotgun, and he will have a late blitzer coming and unloads for a first down. Nice completion there, and that is good to Battle to the 11.
Hey, Jared Battle, one of the backup wide receivers there. A little bit rangy. little bit lanky type of wide receiver, but got up there and got that football and made a big play there. That first down to get him inside the 15 at the 11.
4 runs, 5 passes on this drive, 4 receivers wide. Here is Miller to throw right across the middle. Caught. Touchdown, Nightwings. That touchdown goes to Bryce Battle, and he is in to extend this Denver lead.
Bryce Battle, no relation to Jared, but the battle cries were around that time as Jared Battle gets him inside the 15 and just look at wide open there in the end zone. That's just an easy pitch and catch for Josh Miller and Bryce Battle. They come right down the field here on a big drive. Both plays 71 yards to put them up right now. Hopefully going to be 18 to really put Baltimore in harm's way.
First touchdown of the season for Bryce Battle. He hauls it in and moves the score up to 24-6. Denver on top of Baltimore, and that is the drive that Baltimore's defense was trying to avoid coming out of the locker room, Gerald.
Oh, definitely. It's takes almost half the quarter away. Now, basically, if you're Baltimore, unless you're going to throw to T-Roy Gaines, you basically become one-dimensional. You're going to have to throw the football. That might be kind of hard against the secondary who likes to deflect the ball. Has 10 pass deflections already.
Bolt on the return to the 19, and let's go back to SFL Studios for a game break between Carolina and Florida.
Mike Xander for 6.
Yeah, Cam, a great Atlantic Division battle going on right now. Xander hits Uzoma in the end zone, 10-10, close to the half.
They're battling for Atlantic supremacy. Back to the Crew in Denver.
One of those teams going to go 2-1. The other one going to fall to 1-2. The difference between that game and this one is that one of these teams today here, Gerald, will experience their first loss. The other one will move on to 3-0. I thought I read somewhere that Jack's data said that going to 3-0 gives you a 70% better chance of making the playoffs. I don't know if that's accurate because I'm not good enough at math, but if so, huge game here.
Well, definitely, and Denver definitely has their foot right now on Baltimore's throat.
Well, but Baltimore going to strike. Irvin, see you later. Touchdown down the field. What a huge play for Baltimore to swing this momentum. They strike quick.
Wow, 76-yard pass play. And like I said, Baltimore needed to throw the football, and they did. It looked like Nick Kindler was expecting to help over the top, didn't get it, and then they're just clear sailing for Ivory Irvin to take it to the house. That's a big-time play here for Baltimore to come back here right away with a touchdown. But what does that do for their defense? Because their defense was just out there for over 5 minutes. They may be gassed. So this next defensive series for Baltimore could be huge, but a great throw there by Jack Wigmore to Irvin.
76-yard touchdown pass. And Gerald, you almost can kind of look at the out routes there that they've been running in the first half and think that maybe Kindler expected one of those. Didn't get it, though, and Baltimore is able to add to their score. We are going to step aside. We'll be right back after a second. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports. Back here in the Mile High City, Denver, Colorado, Andy Hamilton along with Gerald Giudice, Tyler Falk, and Stephen Hacker on stats for the Denver Nightwings and Baltimore Vultures. Baltimore, a huge strike to Ivory Irvin to start out their second half on offense.
Yeah, a quick strike, 2-play 80-yard drive on that corner out to Ivory Irvin. Let's see what happens here now. Baltimore, this is a big stand right here for Baltimore's defense. If they can get a 3 and out, this can be a definite momentum turner here for this football game.
Here is the give right up the middle to McChesney to start off this offensive drive, and he'll pick up 7.
If you're Denver, I think you need to ride the legs of Jared McChesney here, run this clock down here a little bit. Even if you get a field goal on this drive, you still put it at 2 scores. So you don't need to hit the panic button just yet. You have an 11-point lead here. I'd love to see them just McChesney through the air or on the ground.
Here is Miller going to dump it out to McChesney again on the outside, and he has first. No, they're going to mark him short. I thought for sure he had the first down.
Oh, I thought he had that first down too. They think he got a real bad spot here. They might want to think about challenging this here with the clock being stopped, but it looks like they're going to let the play go here. It's going to be 3rd, and it looks like a long one here to get the first down.
This could be a huge break for the Vultures if they could get off the field. 3-3 look out of them. Here is the give. McChesney right up the middle, and easy does it. First down for Denver.
D'Amico Ryan's having a fantastic day on that offensive line, along with Gene Benazzi just opening a hole there on 3rd and 1. That's basically, you just strap your chin strap tight and see who wants it more. And right there, it was the Denver offensive line that wanted it. Great first down and great 3rd down conversion.
This 3-3 for Baltimore, not doing good of standing up to Jared McChesney. They'll give against it again. There's a stop. He only picks up a yard. Keep up with the SFL and its teams on social media at SimulationFL. Follow and subscribe to all channels: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. From teams to podcasters, final scores to major highlights, SFL Social has you covered. 2nd and 9 for Miller, looking to throw. Out route tipped up and incomplete. Oh, that looked dangerous from the start there. Lurking underneath the coverage was Ben Stackenpaper.
That could have been a major turnover. Lucky that ball hits the turf. Brings up a 3rd and 9 situation. Denver coming into this drive 4 for 6 on 3rd downs here, having 18 first down so far in the football game. Need their 19th here in a hurry.
Another opportunity here. Baltimore finds themselves down by 11 on the road with a 3rd and 9 chance to get off the field. Here is the throw from Miller. Pressure coming, and it's picked off! LaShaw! Troy LaShaw with the pick. He gets popped by Miller, but he doesn't care. It's a big break for Baltimore.
That's number 6. I believe.
Yes,
number
sir.
30. Number 36. Unbelievable. You play with fire, you're going to get burnt. And you did right there. Josh Miller with his 2nd interception of the day. That's going to give Baltimore a short field. And don't look now, this game just got interesting.
Troy LaShaw continues to be a ball hawk in Baltimore's secondary, and that makes 6 interceptions in just 3 games. Wigmore to throw as Baltimore tries to capitalize. That out route caught by Chima, good for first down yardage.
And this is where I said, while they're playing great defense, Denver needs to start creating turnovers right now. They are down in the turnover battle 0-2, and these turnovers can prove costly. That first one cost them only a field goal. Let's see what happens here on this drive. It could result in the 6.
Over-under in the game set at 52.5, currently at 37. Long way to go to get there. Wigmore under pressure, finds the underneath receiver, Holder. Holder shoulder to the ground, but picks up 7. Nice move from Wigmore to break free.
Yeah, Wigmore stepped up in the pocket greatly and looked like they used Irvin there as a decoy and had Holder going underneath for that play. Brings up a 2nd and 3. And look out now, Baltimore's moving the football.
That was the first touchdown earlier in this half that Denver's starters led up. Oh, T-Roy Gaines walloped in the backfield. What a hit from Destroyer.
That's just a great hit there by Destroyer. Just thinking, that's what I do. A little shrug of the shoulders there. T-Roy's not having a good day on the ground. 8 carries for 13 yards. And he's been getting popped like he did at the end of the first half and just took another shot there.
3rd and a long 3, trying to pick up the first down and keep this drive alive. Here is Wigmore out to Gaines. Gaines, 1 to beat to the line with a block. He can't get there. It'll be 4th and 3 at the 13-yard line. Denver's defense locks it down.
What a defensive stand. They're giving Baltimore a short field. Hitler just trying to tackle high. And we said you can't tackle these running backs, either Chesney or Gaines, high at all, but slow them down enough. Have the cavalry come in and stop them short of the first down, hold them to a field goal.
But the field goal, a huge break here. Kick up and on the way. Tarkington adds it from 30. It makes it 16-24, Gerald, which is just an 8-point difference, which gives Baltimore the opportunity to with 1 score and a 2-point conversion, tie this thing up.
And that, you don't want to keep a team like Baltimore in and give them chances to get back in the football game. They have proven year after year after year that they are a tough team to beat. You can't give them opportunities because they will capitalize on them and take the win away from you if you're up that big.
LaShaw averaging 2 interceptions per game. Gerald has one today, but if history serves itself, he might have another one in his back pocket. Nice return there out from the rookie Quintero to the 23, and that is where Denver will bring this offense back out. Miller has looked good today, besides the 2 interceptions, Gerald. 24 of 31, 234 yards.
Yeah, he looked very good, like I said, except for the 2 picks. I would love to see them get Jeremy Mosley more involved here, like maybe some play action pass to the tight end, or maybe just get some heat off of Miller.
Give McChesney. Baltimore crashes down on it, and it'll bring up 2nd and 7. LaShaw on the tackle, and this is the time, Gerald, that for 32 for Jared, if you can bring him down and get a break here, you know you're feeling really good about the momentum.
Oh, definitely, momentum's definitely wearing white right now. Baltimore's defense has got a hold here. Chelsea can break a run here and cause them pain.
Play action. Miller across the middle, caught. 1st down yardage there. Nice catch by Bryce Battle.
As I said about the play action, get those linebackers frozen a little bit to maybe give those wide receivers to the tight end a little bit of space. They did it there with Bryce Battle, who has a touchdown earlier in this game. It's up a vital 1st down here to maybe break this momentum that Baltimore's defense has.
Bump man on the outside here for Baltimore. Denver could try to attack it. Play action. Miller fires across the middle, complete, and that is good for another 9. It seems, Gerald, that every time that they go play action, they are attacking the middle of the field, and so far it is working for Denver. We will step aside, take a short break, and when we return, Denver and Baltimore finish this thing out. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports. Mile High City, the site for today's matchup between Denver and Baltimore, two undefeated teams. Baltimore has the last two victories between these two squads, and only one of them can go to 3-0 in the 16th season of Simulation Football League action. McChesney up the gut, moves the chains here for Denver.
Al Walker there at the tackle, but not enough to stop him. Still picks up the first down just inside, or just inside their own territory here at the 47-yard line. Big drive here for Denver. Love to see the ball in McChesney's hands once again.
First and 10 and a half minutes to go here in the fourth. They will dump it off to McChesney off this left-hand side. He will get 5 yards before he is ridden down there by Austin Brigham, the second-year player.
Austin Brigham, the 6th tackle of the game. Right now, if you're Denver, you just want to keep the ball. Don't turn the ball over as you've done twice so far today. Just get some first downs. Like I said, a field goal here right here will put you up 2 scores. So you just want to just keep control of the football and keep control of the clock.
Give McChesney, and he fights forward for first down yardage out to the 37.
Just a great run, just up the middle, just power running by McChesney. You thought he was going to get stopped right here. Big block right there by the fullback, R.E. Mills, again springing him. The offensive line and R.E. Mills just opening holes for McChesney. He just went over the 100-yard mark.
Split backs, they've run right up the gut out of this formation quite a number of times. They do so again here against the 3-3 defense for Baltimore. And, Gerald, that 3-3 has not stood up to the run very well.
They're actually just getting blown off of the football here. If you're Baltimore, you might want to start maybe doing some run blitzing or just plugging the holes, those linebackers, because right now, Chesney's running roughshod over him here. You need to get a stop here quickly. They can't afford to give up 6.
4-2 look out of the Vultures. 2 in the backfield for Denver. Here's the give. McChesney left side. He is stopped. That'll bring up 3rd and 2, a vital 3rd and 2 here. Alvin Mack in for another tackle.
3rd and 2 here. You put the ball in the air with Josh Miller, who's, while he's been 27 for 34, has 2 interceptions and has thrown an interception in this part of the field here. I'd like to see him do maybe a tight end screen here to Mosley, maybe Bryce Battle.
Bump man, they'll go deep down the field, and it's caught! Oh, he mossed him! Unbelievable catch for the rookie! Riley Quintero puts the Nightwings way out in front.
Quintero with his first SFL touchdown, and what a touchdown it was. Just put it just where only Riley Quintero can go out and grab it. What a drive for Denver, coming back after looked like they were going to be snake bitten with their turnovers. Comes on a big 9-play, 79-yard drive and puts them back up 14, extra point pending.
Hello, young fella. Hello, SFL. This is me. My name is Riley, and I make big plays. And he puts Denver way out in front of the former champions, trying to cement themselves as an undefeated team heading into week 4. 31-16, a huge score for Denver.
Great 29-yard pass.
Yeah, and he is not the tallest receiver there, 5'11", 190. They got him at pick number 20 in the first round, Gerald. A couple other receivers went before him, but none of that matters now. He's able to make the big grab there, his first score in the SFL.
To me, that's a steal at 20. The season he had, he should have been way higher than that.
Return here for Bolt and Baltimore. Nice little return, and let's check in with Carolina and Florida, see what's going on around the league back at SFL Studios.
Thanks, Andy. Mike, Bullet owned the third quarter.
Yeah, Cam, a back and forth battle down in South Florida. Bullet Bolesky up the middle, 2-yard run. Florida goes up 17-10.
And he broke a dude's ankles, too. We won't tell you who it was. He's got a family. Back to Denver, Andy, Gerald, and the rest of the crew.
Back here in Denver, It is Ivory Irvin with a one-handed catch, and Gerald, Baltimore now finds themselves in a hole. They got to start going to the air.
They did on the last drive, and it took them only 2 plays to go 80 yards. 2 plays to go, 2 drives to go on that matter. But what a nonchalant one-handed catch for Ivory Irvin right there. Bring up 2nd and 4.
Irvin playing in a league of his own here some of these days with the numbers that he puts up. Another give to Gaines up the middle. A little bit off guard is Denver, and Gaines, does not have the first down. That might be worth a challenge.
So we've seen a couple of questionable spots here in the fourth quarter. It's going to bring up 3rd and inches here. For Baltimore, do you want to save the timeouts here? 3rd inches is basically just mano a mano. Who wants it more?
Gaines has struggled in some of these short yardage situations today. They give it to him, and he will not get there. Denver's defense stands him up, drops him back, and the Nightwings have a stop, and Baltimore has a choice on 4th and 2 to make.
Big stop there. Adam Wiseman coming up there with the 6th tackle game, and that was huge. Brings up a 4th and 2. I don't think right now you should go for it because you're in field goal range here. You would put you down 3 scores. You're still within 2. I think putting the ball is the right thing to do right here.
Pablo Gates on to send this one away with 6:45 to go here in the fourth quarter. And Denver takes over 1st and 10 at the 34. This Baltimore game plan, Gerald, has struggled against this tough Denver defense.
That they're just playing Denver just with a couple lapses in defense, just not many. Baltimore's a good enough team to take advantage of it. But right now, the ball game right now is in the hands of Josh Miller. It's probably going to be in the hands of number 32, Jared McChesney.
They give, and McChesney will pick up 2 yards right up the middle. And there's the difference if you want a tail of the tape. One star back, 115 yards. The other one only 19.
Like you said, that's the tail of the tape. That's the game right there. I mean, T-Roy Gaines, have you ever seen T-Roy not have a touchdown in the first 3 games of the season? That just is an anomaly.
4 receivers wide here for Denver. Play action. They'll swing on the out route to the opposite side. They'll say he caught it. Feet were in bounds for Jones. I don't know if I agree with it, but hey, it's good for the 42. Let's take a look.
I thought he had definitely dragged, but that's going to be awful close when he gets the ball. Yeah, looked like the right foot was down when he caught it. It brings up a 3rd and 1. And going back to Quintero, like you said, he was a 20th overall pick. The season he had in the SFLM with the Birmingham Field, 92 catches for 1,305 yards and 9 touchdowns. That's a big pick to go down to that late.
Ooh, and a big play there for Baltimore. LaShaw comes up, stuffs the hole along with Lewis, and Baltimore gets a break here, is able to stop the Nightwings.
One of the few times that Jared McChesney was unable to break a tackle at the line of scrimmage there. That's big for Baltimore. Let's see if Lily Long here can pin Baltimore deep and make them go 80-plus yards for a touchdown.
Kick is away. 5.5 to go here in the fourth. It'll be Giovanni Bolt. Little stop and go. The spin goes nowhere, only out to the 25, and that is where this offense will come back out. Tomorrow on the For the Fans Network, we get you ready for the big game from Tampa with SFL Championship Experience. The 4-time champ Queen City Corsairs host the Season 14 champion Atlanta, and then a rematch of the Season 5 championship between DC and Mexico City, starting at 2 p.m. Eastern. The SFL on For the Fans. Football season only just beginning. This toss across the middle is good. Graham Jr. out to the 42. Nice toss from Wigmore.
Just through the outstretched hands of, I believe that was Echo Love here. As we'll see on the replay. No, it wasn't Echo Love. Echo Love was on the other side of the field. Oh, it was Wiseman. It was one of the outside linebackers, one of the linebackers, but still finds its way to get there. Baltimore can still make this game interesting here. There's still plenty of time to go.
Two backs in the backfield. Here is the give. Gaines up the middle. Stuffed again. This Denver defense is ready for it, but Baltimore trying to go hurry up. Here is the throw. Oh, nearly taken away. Ooh, all of Baltimore just took a deep sigh of relief as Nick Kindler went for the deflection instead of the pick.
Wow, that would have been a ball game right there if that would have been a pick six. Again, it's the 11th pass deflection. They need to start intercepting those. Whether it goes for 6 or not, they need to start getting some turnovers.
Wigmore was 7 of 7 before that throw. That's his first incompletion since the halftime break. He'll throw again, and another completion for first down yardage.
They're using that middle of the field that Denver is just openly giving him right now.
Pressure coming. Wigmore floats on the run, and it's incomplete. Had to kind of avoid some pressure there.
Adam Wiseman with the pass deflection there, his third of the ball game. But those are the ones, right there. Those are the ones that, if you're in a close game, to actually turn the momentum of the game. I mean, you're up 2 scores as it is, but that could have been a game sealer right there. You saw it just right in both of his hands and could not bring it in.
2nd and 10 here, 4:27 to go. They find themselves down by 15, still a 2-possession game. Just need to find a way to get in the end zone, then they got to go for 2. Gun straight here, look, Denver, going to play some press man here. Looks like an extra blitzer may come off the line or try and cover the tight end. He'll try and cover the tight end, and wide open is Graham Jr. across the middle. That's a mismatch.
Oh, definitely. That's a mismatch that Baltimore's offense will take all day long. They're going back to the same formation. Let's see what happens.
They throw for Graham Jr. again. More first down yardage. He is punishing the linebacker over there for Denver. It looks like Adam Wiseman can't keep up with Lloyd Graham Jr.
Yeah, well, I think Wiseman needs to come back a little bit here to go from again. The
ball's up. Oh, dangerous pass. It was in the hands of Graham Jr. Good coverage that time by Wiseman. But the secondary coming down, Vasquez, I think, got the hit. It's Vasquez and his teammates who made the play there.
As you see, 33 career interceptions for Vasquez. The rest of his teammates only 23, and only 2 this year. And those 2 were by Rosca Santagria. So Vasquez needs to get a turnover here somehow.
Pressure coming. Down goes Wigmore. Des Troyer again. Hurry up on 3rd and 14. Flings the out route in and out of the hands of the receiver. It's 4th down.
What a play there by Des Troyer to force them the 3rd and 14. The 2nd sack, as you mentioned, in the game. The only player with a sack. And now it's 4th and 14. It's definitely a do-or-die situation. Baltimore 5 of 13 on 3rd downs. Can they convert here on 4th?
Gun straight look, bump man. Watch Lloyd Graham Jr. across the middle. He's beat Wiseman on this play a couple of times. Wigmore in the gun. No pressure, he throws, and Wiseman makes the deflection that's picked off. Nick Kindler erases this lead for this drive for Baltimore, and it's a huge play. It's Mitchell.
Yeah, Pete Mitchell. But as you said, it was Wiseman that has been beaten so many times on that play in this drive. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. They went to the well once too often. Can I throw any more cliches in there? But it gets them the turnover that they so richly needed to seal this game away.
Mitchell comes in to give one of the other defensive backs a breather and makes a big play on 4th down to turn the ball over. Week 4 begins next Saturday on 11 Sports and the FTF Twitch channel. It's 2 divisional showdowns. First in the East, Dynasty meets Pickler in a QB clash when Atlanta faces Louisiana, followed by a Western tilt between this Denver team and Arizona. Bonus coverage includes Charleston visiting D.C. and L.A. traveling cross-country to face Florida. That coverage will start at 4:30 Eastern. The SFL on 11 Sports. We're just starting football season, and that is true. 3 weeks in the books. Once this game ends for these 2 teams, that'll be 1/4, 25% of the way through the season. and 25% of the way towards a first down is Jared McChesney. Big run there.
Big run, a big tackle there by Troy Loshaw, fighting off the block of Gene Benazzi. Just tenacious defense right there by Troy Loshaw. That brings up 3rd and 5. Denver 5 and 9 right now on third downs. So big third down, but the clock keeps ticking here. I would just run the football, force Baltimore to use a timeout here before the 2-minute warning.
Split backs, single tight end off to that left-hand side, 3-3 look against Baltimore. They've struggled with that. Here's McChesney right up the middle. McChesney, stiff arm for a first down, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning. Huge run from Jared McChesney. Denver 31, Baltimore 16. We'll be right back. It's the SFL, the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports. Back here in Denver, Colorado, Night Wings out in front and in control of this football game, trying to get rid of the rest of that clock in order to secure their 3rd victory of the season, and it's McChesney running strong.
Just not wanting to be tackled. And this game is eerily similar to Denver's only other win, actually, in this series. The first game that they won 31-17. That game, you had McChesney running the ball 19 times for $156 and 3 scores, and they held Leroy Gaines to 13 carries for 57 yards. So it's basically a mirror image of their first win.
Very interesting as Denver and McChesney get the first down yardage there. Coming up on the SFL postgame show, we'll send you to bonus coverage of Carolina and Florida, and Cameron Irvine and Mike St. Green will analyze today's afternoon games, plus what's coming up later this evening. It's all coming up on the SFL postgame show. You don't want to miss it. Denver in control, first down yardage. They'll flip it out to McChesney again, just trying to get him more yardage at this point, although he does go out of bounds.
That saves Baltimore timeout. Giovanni Bolt coming up there with his 10th tackle of the football game. Surprised they're putting the ball in the air. I mean, granted, they're safe passes for those little outs there. But that ball can easily find the turf, find the opponent's hands. I'll tell you, just let it, just run it, keep running, and just let the time go away.
Two backs in the backfield. Handoff here. McChesney not going to get very far. Actually may lose a yard. Baltimore will take another timeout. Possibly, Gerald. They might be trying to get Jared McChesney a little stat padding here. He's at 99 yards receiving, 134 yards on the ground. Might be trying to go for 100 and 100.
I was going to say, you get the dual hundreds going here. I'd like to say he has played a whale of a game. 43 touches in this game so far.
They give to him left side on the running play. McChesney, plenty of room, has the first down yardage.
I think that's going to just about do it. McChesney, why not have him salt the game away here with another great run. 32 carries. Just an amazing game here for McChesney, who came into this game with only 53. So he's definitely going to be in the whirlpool after this game. But well-deserved. He had a great game.
Well, and important, Gerald, to note that, McChesney took advantage of every handoff they gave him. 4.3 yards per carry, 8 yards per catch. Every time they went to McChesney, he proved that he should be getting the ball again. I think that was why T-Roy Gaines maybe only saw the ball 18 times today via the air and the ground, was 1.4 yards per carry on the ground, 3.4 through the air. At some point, you have to abandon that.
Oh yeah, of course. You're not getting that production out of any player, especially your running back. You got to go away from it. They're going down 14 early in this football game. They had to start throwing the football, and they had 43 attempts for Jack Wigmore to 11 runs for T-Roy Gaines, and then you see the absolute balance again for Denver. Josh Miller, 30 of 37 for 301 yards, 37 pass attempts. As I just said, 32 carries for McChesney. So that balance, once again, that could just keep the defense guessing.
And it's the rookie, Riley Quintero, who leads the Night Wings in receiving. 5 catches, 68 yards, but McChesney leads the team overall. Like you said, Gerald, 44 touches for McChesney, over 200 yards all-purpose, and he helps the Denver Night Wings to a 31-16 victory here. And Gerald, kind of take us through your tale of the tape, because it's right there.
Tale of the tape, definitely. 27 minutes of time of possession. That'll win you football games about 80 to 85% of the time. And as you saw that touchdown pass right there, Bryce Battle. You see the touchdown that really put this game on edge right here. This took this to 24-16, I believe, on that big 76-yard pass play, Ivory Irvin. But the pick here, Loshaw's 6th pick of the season. Coming down to it, it was the inability of Baltimore's defense to stop Jared McChesney. Like you said, 42 touches, 237 all-purpose yards, and a touchdown through the air and on the ground. They had no answer for McChesney. And the Denver Night Wing defense, although they gave up 16 points, that one touchdown only, but that was a great throw there and catch to Riley Quintero to finish the scoring off. But great overall team win again for Denver. Baltimore falls to 2-1. So they're not season's not over yet, but just a great overall game plan by Denver.
25% of the way through the 12-week SFL schedule. So, like you said, definitely not out of it. But for Denver and Jared McChesney, who rightfully earns the player of the game, a big win to keep them undefeated. Well, for our stats team and Gerald Giudice, I'm Andy Hamilton. This has been a presentation of the Simulation Football League. Denver gets the win 31-16. We'll now send to Jack Brown and Ramos Lynn in Fort Lauderdale for the conclusion of Florida and Carolina. Guys, take it away.
And they're going for it because they just call a timeout. They cannot call 2 in a row.
Yeah, so it's going to be short drop. Throws. Caught! First down, Carolina Skyhawks. And welcome everyone tuning in from the other game between Baltimore and Denver. This is a game that you want to be watching right now, folks, as Carolina gets the first down. It's been a hard-hitting game. Florida up 20-10. Short drop again from Xander Gold. Throws it over to Logan Jack. Jack evades a man. Jack in a gain about 4 yards.
He needs to get out of bounds, though.
Yeah, wasting way too much time on these sorts of plays. And they still have 2 timeouts to work with. Short drop. Throws it over the middle. And 3rd and 2. Kind of a curious play call. Why would you go for the over the middle sort of thing? 3rd down and 2 yards to go. 2 timeouts for the Skyhawks. Throws it. Tries to go for the end zone. 1st and goal. Ball on the 5. 45
doing
seconds.
a great job.
Yeah, keeping it inside. That's what you need to do. Short drop again from Xander Gold. Throwing it to Logan Jack. Jack gets taken down behind the line. Curious as to why they're not using their timeouts. They got 2 of them. And the clock is not playing to their benefit right now. Going under center is Harish Prasad. Not Harish Prasad, Xander Gold. Xander Gold dropped back. Short throw. Caught. Touchdown, Skyhawks. But the question is, did they take too much time off the clock? And even if they get the onside, they only have 20 seconds left. Can they do it?
Yeah, I think they wasted at least, Jack, probably 20 seconds. I think that they could have called a timeout to have just 1 left. That's fine. But 40 seconds, so you can kick an onside, and then you can get in field goal range the following drive. But, it's still doable as long as you as long as you recover the onsides. You can still go, 30 yards down the field and attempt a field goal. We've seen crazy things before.
Yep, kick is up and it's through for the extra point. 20-17. And Whistle Jones going to have to run back out on the field in a second or two, where the entire game rides on this onside kick. If Carolina can get this, they'll have 20 seconds on the clock, but they also have 2 timeouts to work with, so they can kind of work the middle of the field. But again, it all comes down to this onside kick, and hey, it's the SFL, baby. Onside kicks are crazy. Kick is away. We bounce right at the 40, and Florida able to recover. They're going to win the ball game.
Yeah, great job right there by the up back on the play. Just very decisive, going to get the ball, short hands, and Florida's going to survive this one. And how about that? Jack's data had Florida at -3, and they're going to get the push. So no money for Florida bettors nor Carolina bettors.
No one wins at the end of the day. The house always wins. And now Florida, they're going to go 2-1 on the season after this. Both those wins coming against Atlantic Division opponents. Last week coming against Jacksonville, this week coming against Carolina. So far, Florida's been off to a pretty decent start so far.
Yeah, they had a tough outing against the Lone Star Glory. They lost by 5 touchdowns, but Jacksonville, they won by 3, 13-10, and against Carolina now 20-17, so 2 3-point games, victories, and their defense has been so much better in weeks 2 and 3.
Yeah, meanwhile for Carolina, a hard loss, but it's a respectable one nonetheless. Florida is not an easy team to beat by any stretch of the imagination, and Carolina just being able to hang in there for as long as they have is really, again, is something to really commend them for.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is a team in the up and up. They have very strong core players. They've been a long time with this team, and is just, gelling together finally. Even though they're 1-2 in the season, you can really see how this Carolina team is playing better this year than they've been doing in years past.
Yep, so the final score here from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, the Storm have beaten the Skyhawks 20-17. Ramos, this game was close from start to finish. Never was anyone really in control of the game until that final onside kick.
Yeah.
And again, the stats show it. 1 yard the difference.
Yeah, across the board. I mean, first downs game, Florida 18, Carolina 18. Both kickers 100% in field goals. Carolina had a couple sacks. Florida didn't have sacks, actually, but they were able to limit the Carolina offense to Logan Jack less than 5 yards per carry. Sander Gold only about 230 yards passing, 232 as you can see right there. The doink and barely got over the right upright right there. Just very, very tight matchup, and one play was the difference. Probably that interception that you're seeing right there by Evan Carroll.
Yeah, and hey, if it wasn't for that doink, we'd probably be heading into overtime right now here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. But again, as I said, these two teams, this is a very respectable game for these two. And honestly, if these are going to be, if this is just one of the Atlantic Division matchups, I'm excited to see what the other ones bring. The player of the game honors, they're going to go to the Bullet Boletsky. I couldn't agree more. This man had a stellar performance today, really showing that these minor league players are already making an impact.
And I hope to see that juke move on the top 10 plays of the week. That was sick.
Couldn't agree with you more. But from all of us here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, I'm Jack Brown alongside Ramos Lynn. The SFL will be right back after these messages for more post-game coverage.
Welcome to the SFL post-game update. What a great first block of games we had today. 31-16, Denver defeats Baltimore. Florida hangs on to defeat Carolina 2017, now 2-0 in the Atlantic Division. Mike, let's start with Denver controlling that game from start to finish. I think Andy Hamilton said it best during the broadcast. That nickel 3-3 look for Baltimore was just not enough to combat McChesney up the middle today.
Yeah, Denver, basically, they're looking like the most complete team in SFL right now. Great performance today from Jared McChesney, over 100 yards rushing as well as receiving, a couple of touchdowns, both receiving and rushing as well. The defense looked solid. Offensive line with D'Amico Ryans and Benazi up front looked great. R.E. Mills, blocking fullback, looked great today. I mean, they just look like a complete ball club right now.
Yeah, they really did, and the game was really never in doubt. They really suffocated Baltimore. The Vultures gave a good effort, but no match for Denver, and the defending champs fall, and now the Nightwings are the first 3-0 SFL team. How about Florida? Carolina gave them a game. Their defensive line really pressured Ron Cochran. Florida wins by 3, hangs on with an onside kick recovery. Evan Carroll was terrific, but Florida 2-0 in the division. That is going to be huge down the stretch.
Yeah, tough game down there in Florida. Back and forth game. Florida kind of stretched their legs a little bit there in the second half to get a 10-point lead. But yeah, Carolina fought back, but fell a little short. But yeah, big going up in that division with a 2-1 record and 2-0 in the division.
Coming up next, we send it out to Houma, Louisiana. The Revolution take on the Gladiators. Lone Star in Houston starts on the SFL's Twitch channel, and then we'll have bonus coverage and live reactions to that game throughout the day. St. Louis, Louisiana. Mike, what's going to happen?
Well, I think we're going to see a lot of defense from St. Louis. That they're going to play it like they've been playing it the first couple of games. Just enough defense, and hopefully they get enough offense from Christian Brown and company, Eagle Mondavi, to put enough points on the board to win a ball game. Louisiana, can they finally get something going on offense? They've been struggling the first 2 games. Johnny Pickler hasn't really broke out yet. Reggie Streeter, league MVP, hasn't really, hit stride yet. Let's see what Louisiana can do in this ballgame.
Oh, it's going to be exciting. This has been your SFL post-game update / pregame show. And we'll send it out to Louisiana after this. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports. We'll be right back.